robust urban garlic flavor.
Welcome home.
He's been gone over a week, and we get no story resolution. That's right.
You don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. Thank you for your $33. You get no ending. Oh, shame on you.
Actually having an editor who knows what they're doing a good job putting out highlights and, different kinds of videos for me. I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm not. So shut the f up. I am not putting up with any of this ever again. It's been a while, hasn't it? Some things have happened that I think we need to discuss. It's interesting what happens when the king is not around, isn't it?
So let me take you back about 10 months ago in July of 2025, where DSP mysteriously took a week off from streaming. So there were two major speculations about what he was doing. One was Kat left him and he was moving her stuff out the house. And two, which was the more popular theory, was that DSP went to visit his parents. Of course, DSP, like an idiot, has to make a big deal of not being there for a week, and decided that he was going to deflect by constantly lying and saying he was going to sue the detractors into oblivion. 10 months later, nothing has happened to that, and Raw Phil has probably quadrupled in size since then. So we found out in February when DSP was drunk dialing wings that option 1 was not happening because Kat told Phil to shut up because he was being too loud. So that threw that out the window, and it basically just pointed the finger at DSP went back to Connecticut, and we had DMs that were leaked from PPP and PP Burnell that lead us to believe that it was. Phil went to visit his mom who was in poor health. And guess what? Now we have confirmation from a second source, DSP's disgruntled editor that Phil didn't really pay much at all. So he leaked DMs too, and it shows us that DSP was planning for months to visit his parents. So now we know he was gone to Connecticut. Now let's look and see how Phil presented all this information to his dents.
I got the receipts, and we're going to look at them together right now. And to be quite frank with you, all right, this was no party. This was no, how can I say, vacation. As much as I wish that I could have come back today and said, hey, everyone, guess what? Great stuff. I finally took an amazing honeymoon or whatever. Sadly, that's not the case. As they say, sometimes things creep up on you. And in this case, they creeped up so hard, I got bit in the butt. And I had to deal with some personal stuff this last week, all right? And as much as I would have loved to be here with all of you, because I would have.
Because he thought your piggy banks were full because it was the beginning of the month. But don't worry, he made sure to do a marathon right before he left to squeeze as much out of you as possible.
Sometimes you just got to take time away, which is what I had to do. It wasn't planned, it wasn't scheduled, and I had absolutely no idea how long it was going to take. So it wasn't even like I could say something in the middle of the week and be like, okay, I'll be back by so-and-so or whatever. It wasn't like that at all. So because of that, it was up in the air. And I had to deal with when I was in it, you know. So, I'm on it, at least for now. And I'm back. Let's get some support. Let's get our first super chat. Let's get our first tip. Let's get our first membership, and let's get some subs over on Kick. What is going on? Let's get some support rolling in right now. Come on. Let's do some shout outs.
So we told Darziak about this months before, and for whatever stupid reason, instead of not really bringing it up and just leaving it out a sentence or two, he has to over-explain everything, making people even more curious and more likely to dig into his personal life.
We got a bunch of thumbs down. Already people are complaining. I've been back for 12 minutes. 12 minutes, and people are already complaining on Kick. How about this? How about you kiss my and stop being whiny you are and just sit back because you're on my streams and I'm back and I'm in large and I'm in charge and you can deal with it. You can shut those thumbs down and you can go like this. That's how much I care about you. All right.
People will do anything to make a buck for minimal work. That's absolutely true. I mean, look at me. I just sit here all day and hang out with you guys and you send me money. It's nothing, right?
By the way, don't worry. I have much more to say about me being away. It's just let's do it slowly. It's like they say, you don't just dive into the lake, you dip your toe in to get yourself adjusted to the temperature, right? Before you jump in and you freeze you got to see what the climate's like. So we're going to talk about my time off. Don't worry about it. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. If I give you everything you want up front, then you're going to leave. So I got to tease you. I got to tantalize you. I can't just give you all the goods up front. You understand? You got to wait. We got to talk about super chicks. It's more important.
Yeah, so here's what he's doing. Instead of just not mentioning it, he decides he wants to play games with detractors, so he will just lie to his audience, and the detractors won't buy it. But he thinks he's being some ultimate mastermind here, when he's really just being a dum-dum.
I'm going to be very clear with all of you. I've been busy. I have done absolutely nothing. I've been so busy with this that I've been dealing with. I've been busy with real life. Okay? People were trying to figure out if I was around because they were saying they saw that comments were getting moderated on DSP Gaming. Well, Phil is such a, if he's really in having a bad time in life, why is he moderating his comments on the channel? I'm not. I have moderators who moderate. That's why they're called moderators, because they have moderation powers. So a few of them were in my comments this week and they were saying, yeah, they were really heinous stuff in there, so we're taking care of that for you while you're gone. That's much appreciated.
Taskmaster!
What's going on?
You should know!
Krabs overworks employees, reaps reward.
Yeah, so the big news in terms of Phil drama is that Darziak was doing a lot of work behind the scenes on Phil's channel, a lot of heavy lifting. Most of it on stuff that won't help Phil. And he was also giving Phil stuff. He bought him a capture card. And what did Phil do in return? He basically paid him about 20 pounds a month. Yeah, the guy was probably working 50 hours a week for this guy. And he was getting compensated with 20 pounds a month. And when you factor in the stuff he was giving to Phil, it was more like he was paying Phil to work for Phil when Phil referred to him as a volunteer. Yeah, Phil's a pretty scummy dude. He will take advantage of anybody that is a fan of his.
It's good to be back, quite frankly. To be honest, like I've told you, it was not a vacation. I wish it would have been great if I came back, I had like fully tanned, and I'm like, oh yes, I'm back, everyone. I don't know why I have an accent now, but I'm back from the Bahamas, and no. That's not what it was at all. I wish, but no. It's good to be back home on stream, man. It is. It really is, because, like I said, it's been a very, very stressful time for me. And, like I said, a lot of the times, coming here and just chilling with you guys, having a conversation, playing a fun game, it's a very relaxing thing.
Yeah, you see, he's pretending he's not running a business and trying to extract money from them. He's like, oh, we're just having fun here, when the reality is, beg, 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 money, money, money. Like, you see, he's trying to manipulate them into thinking that he's their friend, when the reality is he doesn't care about anything besides their wallets.
There's a difference between, there's an on-demand video that I am editing and cutting up and doing commentary over as a transformative work, versus I am live rebroadcasting someone. 100%. Word for word, cutting out nothing. And people are now checking me out instead of the live broadcaster. That's illegal. Original creator to get viewership before you're rebroadcasting it is illegal. All leeches. And the day that I don't stream is the day they can't make a buck. Oh, and I will say one more thing before we move forward. As of today, officially, there are parties involved documenting all of that.
Yeah, I know from the leaks that you were documenting anything, Phil. Darziak was doing everything. He was AI upscaling all those DSP throwback videos. He was making thumbnails for you. You didn't do anything. He was putting in ad breaks, taking out ad breaks, cutting out the dead air in your videos. He was probably keeping track of detractor stuff too. Well, he was, because he was sending you like every 2 weeks. Here's something a detractor said about you. But you actually getting off your lazy bum and recording stuff? No way. He had to handhold you through installing mods.
Who's doing what, how often they're doing it, how much they're doing it, when they're doing it, what they're actually doing. Like, are you actually rebroadcasting me fully? Are you just clipping and editing and doing transformative work? All of that is being documented as of today, formally. I'm going to have everything I need in the future. So if you're out there and you think you've had the gravy train all this time, and, oh, it's all been free and clear, As of today, I'm giving you official notice publicly. I'm sure this will be clipped. Everything is now being documented for the future.
So my guess is from the DM, he's trying to make people paranoid, thinking that they will back off. Yeah, Rafael hasn't backed off, Duty Stream hasn't backed off, Snort Hogan hasn't backed off, and you were the one who ultimately backed off because your stupid plan didn't have any backing up and people knew it. It was all bark, no bite.
As you know, I have this vortex of literal losers around me. They feed off of me. They need me to be relevant. And therefore, I had to not say anything during the time that I was going to be away for protection or personal reasons. You know what I mean? Like, if I just started talking publicly about this hard stuff I'm going through, immediately you would have these people trying to interfere with it. And it's sad. Can you imagine the links they would go to so that they can say that they have some kind of an effect on my life? And quite frankly, this week I just didn't need it. So I did the way that I did it on purpose, and it worked absolutely flawlessly. There was absolutely no interference whatsoever in my personal life this week, thankfully, and that's a good thing.
And instead of keeping his head down and being quiet about it, he decided to brag. Yeah, Phil is very full of himself and thinks he's smarter than everyone, when the reality is, he is the fool more often than not.
If anyone does want to actually live rebroadcast me and does not want to actually suffer legal ramifications down the line, because if you don't get permission from me, you will, you can contact me and we can talk about it. Maybe we could work out a licensing fee. I'm going to sue you into oblivion somewhere down the line, and I'm going to own everything that you own.
Bankruptcy!
Yeah, so, you know, Phil is a total liar. We all knew that already. And he manipulated his fan into putting in 5 years of unpaid labor for the most part. Like, he paid him apparently £1,100. So that's probably like a month's worth of labor, and Phil paid him nothing. And it also shows you how terrible of a businessman Phil is, because he had somebody working for him, and he had him put all his efforts into stuff that wouldn't get him more views. Now, Darziak tried to make Phil's content better by, like, you know, improving the sound quality or whatever. But the reality is, whatever you do to help Phil's setup, it doesn't change the content. It doesn't make it better, because Phil sucks. And nothing you do, no bells or whistles, are going to make him any more entertaining.
That lures other snakes into its den. Dangerous snakes. Snakes that are known to already be predators. Andy and Ashton's briefcase. And the last couple of years, all of my planning has finally come to fruition. I robbed Keno Casino. I'm not kidding.
Didn't.
And
Bill,
I am going...
I
You don't believe me.
no, I don't believe you. So you called Andy your gaming soulmate. This
Plan
doesn't
all
sound
along.
like 4D chess. This sounds like damage control.
There's no damage
This sounds
control
like-
here.
This sounds like you're just trying to get in front of what they're gonna say.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how DSP is going to retcon the Darziak leaks.
And I'm speaking directly to my detractors right now. This entire vortex around me is just that. Around me and dependent upon me. I'm sure this will be clipped. The days of milk and honey for you are coming to an end. Literal losers around me.
They need me to be relevant.
Why did you rage quit Mario Kart? Get it? I didn't stream for a week.
I'm gonna sue you into oblivion.
All of their views are from me.
Maybe we could work out a licensing fee.
There was no vacation. Stick your head in the ground like an ostrich. Kept my lips zipped. I let something slip. Unload on you guys nonstop. You are actually mentally deficient. You're watching for me. Phil's looking for sympathy. You will no longer have that power. Please move on and don't watch my content anymore. You're not welcome here. Toxic.
I don't know how many years on this earth I got left. I'm gonna get real weird with it.